Okay, so today we went inside due to weather and air quality. Also, we had to cancel the community day, which was unfortunate, and we're hoping to get those folks back out here at some point during training camp. Obviously, we love our fans. We love our fans to be out here at training camp here at Halas Hall, so we're looking forward to being able to do that. As you guys saw, that Cole agreed to terms just a short time ago. Certainly excited about that. Having that type of guy, that type of tight end, that type of man that represents everything we want to represent here at the Chicago Bears in terms of being smart, being tough, playing it with intensity. And certainly he's got a bright future ahead of him here with the Chicago Bears. Really a credit to Ryan, Matt Feinstein, and the staff, scouting staff, of getting that done. And to Cole, those guys really wanted to get it done, and so it worked out, and we're certainly excited about that. Practice today, first day in, for training camp. Obviously, we got a ramp-up period, so we have governed by some rules there. So really today looked more like an OTA type of practice with the, we do a thing called up front where they just, they rush, but they're just not allowed to have big collisions and those types of things. And I thought the guys operated well. I thought the operation on offense was good for the first day. Typically, you have a lot of false starts, a lot of guys not lined up correctly, missed motions, and all those types of things. We did not see that today. So the operation in terms of the alignment, assignment, and your technique looked pretty good for the first day. Saw some real nice throws out there from Justin. Connected with DJ, connected with EQ, Clay. Different tight ends, Bobby, he connected with pretty much everybody. So, real good there in terms of the rhythm and timing of that looked good for the first day as well. You can tell they've been working together a little bit in the off season together. So with that, I'll open up to questions.
Matt, with Cole, specifically in your time with him, what do you value most about not only who is as a player, but obviously as a core leader in your room?
Yeah, he's a pro, and he's a guy that that can be trusted. He's a fantastic teammate. With him, just leading by example. We talk about modeling the behavior you want to see. Talk about his practice habits, how he is in meetings, how he works with other players, how he works with the coaches, how he leads in times of adversity. He does all those things, and I think that's what makes him a good leader.
From where Cole was when you guys first got here to now where he is with the offense, how would you characterize that growth, that development, that learning in Getsy's offense?
Yeah, I think it's really good. Our offense is something that really enhances the tight ends. We enhance our skill sets, and we certainly saw that at times with Cole last year. We'll see it more this year. With the screens and the mismatches and the singles on the backside, and so he's developing just like we wanted him to. And we're excited where he is now.
And what role do you and I guess Getsy play in kind of pushing polls to get something done or identifying him as a keeper? What's your either one? I guess you or Luke.
Yeah, we identified Cole as the guy that we wanted to sign. And like Ryan said the other day, I think it was said well, is that it'll get done when it gets done. When both sides are at a point where they want to get it done, and they work through the details of it, and that's what happened.
Matt, how do you view the hierarchy of your top wide receivers? Do you see it as DJ Moore as your clear number one and he's going to carry this thing, or is it vital to you that all three of those guys are really productive this season?
Yeah, typically you have 5 up to the games, occasionally 6, right? So you're going to utilize all those guys, and we have a way to move those guys around. So certainly DJ's had a great spring and he's had a good first day. We're excited about that. We're excited about having Mooney back. Mooney's back in there, got some good individual, a few reps in 7-on-7. He's looked really good, so he's a vital piece. And then Clay, Clay's is a good part of there too. And then after that, you got some guys that are competing. We're competing for those spots. We have a bunch of receivers in camp, and those things are all open for competition. And see where the hierarchy fits, and we'll see where it goes.
What went into your plan for Mooney today? You said you were pointing out he did some individuals, he did some 7-on-7s. How did you guys come up with that?
Yeah, that's easy. That's just working with Dre. It's whatever Dre and the physical therapist and those guys say where he is, and we just do a ramp up with those guys. And if the more they can handle as we go, we'll just keep on inching them up.
You said this spring with Claypool that you noticed more comfort from him. What does he need to show you over the next 5-6 weeks to show you that he's grasping what's being?
I would say just that, see the comfort level in him being able to play, in the offense, with the alignment, the assignment, and then making plays like we know he can, so he's going to continue to do that. Did some of that today. We're excited about seeing that.
Has anything stood out with the Bayless so far this year?
Say it again.
Has anything stood out with Bayless so far? You notice anything?
Yeah, I think he's doing a really good job. First thing that stands out to me is returns, the punt returns and kick returns. He's really been consistent with that and much better. He's really worked his tail off with that. Tyke's back there coaching him, Omar's back there coaching him along with Hightower. So I would say that's the first thing that stands out, and then the ability to, utilize him as a guy back there with the jet sweeps and the gadget plays and also just being a receiver. I think he's got the comfort level. Now, second year through, you can see that his function in terms of being able to confident, know what he's doing, know how to do it, is really starting to show.
Given the level of competition you have in your receiver room now, it's a lot different than it was last year. How important is special teams, both punt and kick return, to Bayless carving out a niche for himself?
Yeah, I think it's big. I think anytime you can carve a role on a roster, and on a football team, it's huge. And especially at that position, or if you're a corner and you were a returner, that's a big thing too. But anytime you can do that, you can solidify a spot. That's going to be a good thing for that player.
Yeah, with Claypool, do you get a sense where he is mentally and emotionally entering a big season for him individually?
I think he's in a good spot. I have a lot of conversations with Clay, as we all do with all our players, and he feels like he's in a good spot. I think he's got a lot of confidence, being the second year into it or going into the second part of it. So I think he's in a real good spot.
Now, when you guys changed so much of the roster from last year to this year, how valuable what role has Eddie Jackson played in getting things kind of reset here with the new group?
Eddie's been great since the beginning. Everything that I've asked him since the first meeting we've had, I just told him to work his tail off and dive into it, and he did. And he had a fabulous start of the year last year, and then the injury happened, and he shows what kind of guy he is with his rehab, and him being upbeat and positive all the way through that, and guys see that. And we just had, we had a vote for the leadership council, so I just had that, just named the guys after practice, and he was one of the top vote getters. Well, why is that? Well, it's because he shows that he can handle adversity, he can always be positive, and he's a darn good football player. And that's the reason why he's shown that, and those are the attributes that he's shown since the beginning.
Has he struck you even as one of your older players, as a guy that you could really have as part of your future, that he could be here long-term?
We take everybody year by year, and I think it's important that, we look at and we evaluate the roster that way and making sure we make good decisions, like we said, for now and in the future. But certainly we love where he's at, and we're looking for him to have a great year this year.
Any clarity you can provide on Pettis on the NFI and what the timeline that might be?
Yeah, we're looking for, I'm not going to give timelines or what specific injuries are at this time, but we're looking at it. It's going to be pretty close, pretty quick, for that. But he's in a good spot. It's something that, you sometimes during training you injure something during training, in summer, and we just got to make sure we're going to be smart about where he is and how we go about getting him back in.
Yeah, we saw-
Is Sanborn in a ramp-up mode, or is it at a direct competition with Sewell, or what's his status going?
Yeah, all those guys that were injured that came in early to camp, for the rookie stuff they're all in ramp up mode. So we're all individualized plans for those guys, with Dre and the therapists and performance staff, and we'll continue to visit on that and ramp up as we go.
We saw Robert Tunyon flanked out wide a couple times during team period today. What does that do for the offense, having, two tight ends that can presumably be in that role anytime?
Mismatches. It's just mismatches, and we move those guys around, put them at one, put them in the slot, put them connected to the core, and having two guys like that is going to be big. It's going to be big in situational football. When you're trying to convert on third down, it'll be big in the red zone. Because those guys got big catch radiuses, and they can use their body to always stay open. So it's an important piece for us.
And who else is on the leadership council?
You think I want to name? It's 19 guys. Yeah, it's a lot of guys. I think it was 8 on defense and 9 on offense. I think it was. So
Who's not on it? Who didn't?
well, I can guarantee you, Jason, you're not on. It's the only thing I can guarantee.
Good call.
So, yeah, but, yeah, it's a great group. And so I utilize that group, the Leadership Council, really for a lot of things. You know, we meet once a week during the season. And it's really about, you know, sending the message to the team, you know, what's gonna be our message to the whole football team. And those guys carry that all the way through. And how we're gonna win the game, you know, and how we need to practice and, you know, our practice habits. And if there's any tweaks to the schedule, anything looking forward, you know, if we're going through a part of our schedule, we gotta tweak this or tweak that for certain practice days. I always get those guys' input and we make a good decision in there together and then go forward from there.
Matt, in your
Player voted.
experience-
A player voted, yes, yep.
In your experience, when a team rewards a homegrown player with a lot of money,
Say again?
when a team rewards a homegrown guy with
Yeah.
a lot of money, what does that do for kind of the mood of the ball club? Is that inspirational? Is that?
I think so. I think it is inspirational. You get homegrown players, that means you drafted the right guy, you developed the right guy, and he is the right guy. And he's experienced, you know, his experiences with the club and his experiences, you know, in football are really good and you want to keep them. And you'd like to do that as much as you can.
Thank you.
Steve.